Rafi, thank you for coming on TCG Outpost.
Of course,
Really
man.
appreciate you taking the time today.
Yeah.
And I want to take it back to your childhood. Did you collect TCGs when you were a kid?
Man, you're opening up some old wounds.
Oh no.
Yeah, I collected Pokemon like a lot of people did. I had Yu-Gi-Oh! I had Digimon. I actually found my Yu-Gi-Oh! Binder recently, and I was just going through binders of stuff.
Do you have any good stuff?
I had the Dark Magicians. But
No.
but they were from they weren't the first editions. They were actually from like the starter deck. So I was just like, is this gradable? You know what? I'm still going to do it.
Yeah, still just
like a
grade it.
memento.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
Dude,
but-
I got rid of all my childhood stuff, so I didn't get to
Yeah.
keep it.
I sold it all to frankincense. I hate frankincense now. I literally sold everything, even like my game consoles and stuff, like the N64, all the Pokemon games. I could have graded that.
No, all that stuff is popping off now too. Like graded vintage video games and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like PSA just recently started actually accepting games to be graded and encapsulated and everything. So you used to collect when you were a kid.
Yeah.
And when you first got back into TCG, how many years ago did you get back into it?
You want to guess?
Like, have you been into it like for 2 years or longer than 2 years?
Less than that.
A year?
Less than that.
8 months?
Yeah.
Really?
It's crazy to think, right? I think a lot of people see me as like an
Wow.
OG in this space, but I actually dived in maybe around like September. So
Okay.
I'm very fresh in it. And I kind of just went gung-ho and just slammed it.
So it wasn't a thing where like you originally got into One Piece then. You weren't like getting into Pokemon or anything.
No.
Like you were just purely One Piece.
Purely One Piece.
Okay. Okay. And then how did you find One Piece TCG?
It's funny enough. I was just scrolling on TikTok, and then all of a sudden, these vendor POV videos started popping up, and then I just went down a rabbit hole. I was like, "Dang, why are cards selling for like $10,000, $20,000 cards?" I was like, "Frankincense, return my stuff right now!"
Yeah.
Right? But a transition to that, then I found a video by Merch TCG. He was talking about like, One Piece might be the next move. Like he started giving me a little bit more background about it, and then from there I started doing research. That was primarily based on like, if Pokemon is selling for this much, why not One Piece? Like, why not these other lines? And for me, I grew up watching anime since like middle school. Like I didn't grow up with cable. All my friends were watching like sports and stuff. I was like, goanime.net. This is all I could have, basically, right? So I watched Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, basically all like the core staples back then.
Yeah. So what was the first card that you bought when you got into One Piece? And
wow.
why?
Yeah. So I bought my cards off Merch. So he handed me, I think I bought the Otisig.
Okay.
I got the Otisig.
Okay, that's a great start.
It was a great, for me, I was just like, dude, it has Oda's signature. It's just a really cool card. And I think the second card was the Zoro manga.
Okay.
And then I got the Treasure Cup Zoro. So I went high end pretty fast.
So you were starting off with like all the right things right away because
Yeah.
you had Merch like telling you, okay, get this. He knows what's up.
I was just like, hey, yo, let me see your cards. And it's like, oh, yo, this looks cool. So I just bought it. Because, I watched One Piece. So obviously I'm going for like Luffy, Zoro, like the main cards, right?
And when you first got into One Piece, were you still working your 9-to-5 job?
Yes.
And what were you doing before this?
So I was working crypto. I've
Okay.
been in the space for about like 10 years. And
Crypto space?
Yeah, so
Wow,
I was-
you're an OG in that.
Yeah, so I've been in it. Well, I've been within the crypto space since 2013.
Wow.
I was a stupid college guy. I was like, oh, yo, you should buy Ethereum. And I was like, I don't have money, but I have a credit card. So I slammed my credit card, went in debt, but, made my money, lost it all. And that's what I call tuition.
Wait, so what crypto did you make your money on originally?
Ethereum.
So you
Yeah.
bought Ethereum in 2013.
Yeah, so it was like anywhere from like 80 to 100, and it went up to like $2,000. And
Okay.
I was like, yo, it's gonna go up still. And then like I closed my eyes. I'm like, damn,
So you took no profit.
no profit.
No profit. Okay.
Yeah.
So then a clip of yours that actually really resonated with me, like when I was first finding out, which actually, okay, I met you in November Front Row Card Show Pasadena.
Yeah.
And I was going there actually with my Blue Bottom because like they just hit 5K for the first time, and I'm like shopping around to vendors. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, what would you trade for this? What would you try doing?
Yeah.
And you were actually at a One Piece vendor there, and you were saying, dude, like a bunch of my homies are like buying a bunch of Blue Bottoms and stuff, and we connected and we like shared IGs and everything. And I started following you since then, and I saw that you posted up a video where like you said, I officially quit my 9-to-5 job and I'm full time into this.
Yeah.
And I really, really want to know the process of what got you mentally to that place where it's like, okay, it's time for me to leave my 9-to-5 and I want to go full in on TCG space.
Yeah, I think this primarily started because, I mean, another reason why I got into TCG was like I needed an outlet to like de-stress. So like just going to the card shop, talking to people, just trying something new. And I think during the last 3 years at my job, I was just like, just a little tiring, sad. It's just doing the same repetitive thing over and over. And I think during the process, I just kind of like fell in love with TCG. I was meeting new people. Like we're doing this now. Like I didn't have that social interaction from working remote, like digitally.
Yeah.
And I think from there, I was like buying a lot of cards online and almost got scammed. So that's kind of like the jump off point was like, why is it so easy for people to kind of just make a listing on Facebook and then literally, oh, okay, this person did a deal with me, but how can you actually verify that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So then that's what sparked the idea for refs.
Yeah.
Which the way that I kind of see it is like you're building the Yelp of the TCG space, right? Okay. So was it when you came up with the idea of refs that you're like, okay, like I'm quitting my 9-to-5 and I'm going all in on refs? Or was it just based off of the One Piece cards that you bought originally that were like rapidly going up a lot? And you're like, okay, like, wow, like now I have like a good amount of money that like I don't need my job anymore. Now I could just go all in on this. Like, what was the reason behind it?
So, I mean, I was still working while I was collecting because obviously that funded a lot of the cards.
Yeah.
But I think there was a certain point where I just got really burnt out and I was like, I need to take 2 months off just for my mental health. And think I was like, all right, I'm going to spend the next 2 months building refs and see how far I can get. And I remember this really distinct moment. I was speaking to a founder based in Hong Kong, and this guy was just dropping some One Piece analogies to me. He was like, you're Luffy. You have your pirate crew. Go set sail. And I think this is like at 4 a.m. for me after like a long night of work. And I was like, damn. I should. I've been feeling happy building refs for the last 2 months. It's picking up traction. I'm getting a lot of feedback from people in the community. It's like, why didn't I think of this? Right?
What would be the end game for refs? Like, what's a success for refs for you?
I think in terms of like how I picture refs, like end goal wise, is like for everyone in the space, whether they are online or in person, to always initiate a deal starting with what are your refs?
Okay.
Yeah.
And is that going to be the biggest challenge building refs for you? Like what are some problems and challenges that you've already been running into, and what do you think are future challenges? Because like to me right now, like I'm thinking about it like Yelp as an app. Like let's just compare the actual Yelp. Like you go to a restaurant, right? Not all of the restaurants are going to like push you to be like, oh, can you leave us a Yelp review because we'll give you maybe $5 off your next time that you come into a restaurant. Or like most people will just go to a restaurant. Even if they had a bad experience at the restaurant, they're not going to like really leave a review on it. So like, how are you going to incentivize people to go and leave an actual review after they like interact with a vendor, buy off of someone in Facebook? Like, I'm really interested in this process.
So my question now to you is, have you ever been scammed before or know of someone who's been scammed?
I'm very lucky that I haven't, but a friend of mine, he bought a fake like really expensive card because he was getting into it new. He was like jumping in on the hype and he was like, damn, like I'm gonna get this card. And then like I look at it, I'm like, you know this is fake, right? Like how much did you pay for that?
I don't want to.
And he paid $1,400. It was a raw Nami manga.
God damn.
Yeah, and it was fake, like clearly fake, but he wouldn't know because he's just getting into it and he's like jumping on the hype and he's like, should I grade this? And I'm looking at it, I'm like,
fake.
Yeah.
And I think that just goes to show, like, dude, people have these experiences or heard of it. So I think it's not more of like an incentive driver. It's more a need in the space where you're going to see scams every day on these Facebook marketplaces. You're going to see vendors in person like, oh, maybe they overcomped like they're trying to cook someone basically, right? I think it's a need in the space. I think a lot of people resonate with that because you've either been scammed or someone else has, and it's more of like, hey, like if I want to operate and build kind of like a business within the space, this is credibility. Reputation is everything in TCG, and I feel like this is a product that sells itself in a sense where, again, like I built this for myself so I don't get scammed, but this is also built for the people within the community and the hundreds and millions of people who are bound to come in. And I think a lot of people will resonate with that.
Okay. But onboarding them wise,
Yeah.
what ideas do you have to like really incentivize someone to be like, okay, I just dealt with this vendor. I didn't like the interaction, or something is up with this. Or even if it's positive, it doesn't have to be negative.
Yeah.
Like it could just be a positive thing.
Yeah.
It's like, I really like this vendor. He's genuine. He taught me something new. I want to leave him a 5-star review.
Yeah.
Would the vendor have a QR code on his end to be like, I'm on refs, can you please leave me a code? Or like, what would that look like?
So I could break this down into 2 categories, like how people trade online and how people trade in person, right?
Okay.
So when you look at like a lot of these Facebook marketplaces, it's literally they post a picture, the price, and like, hey, yo, DM me for refs. And I think we're already working with a few larger like Facebook marketplaces. One of them is OPTCG USA. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I'm working with the admins there to require everyone to use refs. And I think just being able to kind of like make sure to have all these drivers in terms of launching all the groups at the same time to build that habit in terms of like, hey, like if you're gonna deal in this space, like at least do your due diligence. At least leave a ref so there's visibility on who you're doing who you're buying from, who you're selling to. And I think in person, we're actually working with West Coast Card Show.
Nice.
I actually just spoke to the organizers. We'll be there. And we're going to basically have every vendor have a refs code.
So you're going to have like a booth set up there, and then you're going to be going to, okay, nice.
Yeah. So
okay.
no, not only just a booth, but every vendor there will have a QR code that's linked to their refs profile.
Awesome.
And I think being able to just like push all of this at once and be like, oh, okay, I see this on Facebook Marketplace. I see this in person. I think that habit in itself will be able to kind of like change how people think in terms of how they do deals in person. Because like when I look at kind of like originally this started from just like, you know, providing infrastructure for people to do deals online. But now when I look deeper, I was like, dude, this could help a lot of people like vending in person as well. Like what if you had a QR code in front of a vendor? Like just scan into it, just look into what type of person he is, and that will save you time. Like, is this a good person? Is this guy fair? Is this guy selling cards at market price or overcomping or not?
Right.
And I think that's the biggest selling point.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then like, as you've dove into it, what has been like the most surprising thing?
Funny enough, like when I first started pitching this, more people believed in it than me. And I think that, I mean, I'll just be a little bit vulnerable here. It's kind of like imposter syndrome. It's like, this is my first venture, like at this scale of building a company. And I was just like, damn, can I actually do this? So that was kind of like the initial hurdle and kind of like a surprising thing. Like every time I pitched the product, I was like, this is something we need, right?
Well, yeah, because if you're pitching it and other people besides you are like genuinely like, oh wait, like how has no one even thought about that? And that sounds like something that should have already existed. And that's kind of what, like that's kind of how you know that you have a good product. When someone is like, okay, why hasn't that existed yet? Are you sure that it hasn't already been done in another way yet?
Yeah.
And if both of those answers are no, then you got to go all in on that and just like really build it up to become like what it needs to be.
And it's funny, right? It's like refs is already common practice in this space, right? It's like you see on the Facebook listings, it's like DM me for refs. I was like, all right, I'm trademarking this.
Well, okay, so so I'm a vendor, right? So I would also want to get set up on refs. I haven't gotten set up on refs. So like after the show, we definitely have to like figure out how we're gonna get TCG Outpost in there and like begin building up refs, which is cool. Like it has like its own kind of ring to it where it's like I'm building up my refs, and it's like sounds like rep, like reputation, it's like that's really good idea.
I really wanted the name to be easily like, you know, we just talk about it. It's like just do it for Nike, just something that we can easily talk about. Hey, what's your refs?
Right.
What's your refs?
Exactly.
You have refs? I'm gonna sign into my refs and give you a ref. I'm dropping some bars here.
Yeah. And then so you definitely started in the One Piece space, but this is not just going to be niche to the One Piece. It has to expand to all Pokemon vendors and then eventually sports vendors. So like how because your main bread and butter right now is like everybody knows you in the One Piece space.
Yeah.
But what's your strategy to grow out into the Pokemon space and into the
broader
sports
TCG market?
Yeah, especially sports. So sports is massive.
Yeah, so I think first and foremost, like I have about 18 creators across like One Piece, Pokemon, Union Arena, like on the sports side. And, TCG is just the starting point for refs. Scamming happens across all different verticals.
Yeah.
Like I'm working with a rave group where people buy, sell, and trade. I'm looking at like pop mart groups. Like, dude, scamming happens so frequently in these spaces. I was like, dude, people need to adopt the way people do deals. Like, at least like background check who this person is. At least understand who you're buying from and not just trust immediately, right?
So the starting point is the TCG space, but you want to get out into like all collectibles, even events and stuff too, you're saying?
Anything that deals with peer-to-peer transactions, that is where we're going to target. But obviously the starting point is just to prove that this works, which we know it works. It's common practice already. And to really just take this model and bring this to other specific niches, like it could be rave tickets, it could be watches, sneakers, even like freelancing gigs. Like your reputation is a representation of who you are, right?
So is it going to be just a website or is it going to be an app that you're going to be using?
So I think for now, just going to keep it on kind of like the desktop and website. Just it's a little bit portable that way, but end goal is obviously to have the app. But for now, just to like get people's like hands like wet, just a website, link it to your listing. You can click right in. Yeah.
Okay. And then also because you're getting into like the watch and sneaker and just like authenticate, it's basically like an authenticator in
I
a
wouldn't
way.
say authenticating because like you have PSA, you have Veriswap to like authenticate, but how I've distilled the pain point is like, if you're a trustable person, I'm not going to sell you a fake card, right? It really comes down to the person you're buying or selling from. Like I wouldn't sell, like if I find a fake card, I'm not going to sell it to you. That's just bad practice, right?
Right.
So I think reputation is such a core piece in just doing business in general, right? Specifically in the card space, because if you sell a proxy or a fake card to someone, that's usually just hidden behind like closed doors. But if we are able to kind of like push this out as the standard, you better not be selling because that's going to follow you to your next deal and your next deal. And when you look at that perspective, it's like, you're going to lose customers because you fucked up, basically.
And if anything, it'll push them out of the space and like they won't even be accepted anymore just to be at a show. Like, because for example, if you're saying that you're working specifically with like West Coast Card Show, right? And they're going to be looking at people's refs and then they're going to be like, wait, like we might not accept you at this show anymore because like you're not doing things ethically or you've sold fake cards or like people don't like the way that you interact with them or whatever it might be. But like, if that's so that means you're trying to target like the actual promotion, and then that will trickle down into the vendors.
Exactly.
I see.
So there's a lot of like incentives for organizers to work with refs because now we can curate a list of people who are good in the space, and that's what you want, right? You don't want vendors who are kind of like slimy, overselling you some cards or even selling. Yeah, like it's able to curate a list for them. Like, okay, these are good people in the space, right?
Well, I will, because you touched on something about vendors selling at market price or slightly marked up.
Yeah.
And the thing is that as a vendor, it is very common practice where you're not going to be selling like 50% over market price. But like, for example, let's just say you're a vendor that flew out to a show.
Yeah.
And that you're factoring in that like if you were to buy this on eBay or TCG Player, you're paying a 10% on top of it. And I'm matching the market price, but I'm also maybe marking it up 3% or 5% in person because like I had to pay for the booth.
Yeah.
I had to be here.
Yeah.
I had to maybe fly out. I maybe need to have a hotel.
Yeah.
So in order to vend at whatever show it might be, Front Row, West Coast Card Show. So like, is that something that is unethical to you, in your opinion, to like mark up slightly over market price as a vendor?
No. I mean, if the only reason I say that is if you're marking it up like 10, 15, 20%, then I feel like that's wrong.
Okay,
right?
yeah, no,
but if
agreed,
it's like a
agreed.
small margin, that's justifiable. Like if the person doesn't want to buy it, then he walks away, right?
Yeah.
And if it's like a very grail card, yeah, like if this is the only thing on the floor, yeah, just pay for it, right?
Okay,
But
okay.
I feel like if it's matching what eBay is selling, then I'll just buy it on eBay, right?
Exactly. And a lot of customers, they have that option, but at the same time too, it's like if you come up to a vendor and like you have to think like, okay, like if I buy it off of eBay, shipping
it takes a while.
it takes a while, like
Yeah.
I could just buy it right here and
Yeah.
I'm willing to potentially pay 5% over what the
To
lowest
get it
list
now, yeah,
to
that's
get
like
it right now.
it's like retail, right? Like you go in a shop, you can get it then and now, basically.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
And like like usually how I see like the top vendors comping is like they'll go to Card Ladder, they'll like check the cert number of the PSA slab or the Beckett slab, and they'll be like, okay, the price of it is that, but I also have to like kind of maybe potentially put a 3% or a 5%
yeah.
markup on it,
Yeah.
just because like I had to fly out. Like for example,
No,
like,
of course, yeah.
we see like merch sometimes he does shows all the way out in Dubai.
Yeah.
You know, so like
Yeah.
he's flying out like a 16-hour flight to get there and
Yeah.
everything. Like it's justifiable in my
Yeah.
opinion to do that, but like unless if you're just completely being predatory and it's like, yo, this manga's, let's just say like to make the math easy, 1K, but I'm selling it to you right now for like 1,500.
Yeah,
and like,
that's wrong. That's wrong.
That's scummy
Yeah.
behavior for sure. Okay, so as like you've been in the TCG space.
Mm-hmm.
You've probably within the 8 months that you've been in here, you've seen it massively grow into the mainstream.
Yeah.
And
Kim
I wanted
Kardashian.
To, yeah,
Yeah,
I wanted to touch
Kardashian.
I wanted to touch
Yeah,
on that
yeah,
for
I
you.
saw
Like,
that.
what do you what do you think about that?
I mean, a lot of this stuff is just marketing, right? Like even with like athletes going to like these card conventions, like they're paid to go there.
You think?
No, 100%. Their agencies are getting paid to bring them out there,
Really?
unless they're actually in the space who actually collect. But when you see these shills, it's all marketing, dude. They get paid for this. Like Mr. Beast got paid. Speed, he's in it. Like he's looking for the One Piece.
Yeah,
Speed,
yeah.
I will come on your boat and find the One Piece for you.
Yeah, no, you could tell. Okay, so like for example, the Kim Kardashian situation.
Yeah.
Do you think that it was marketing, or do you think that like because she brought her son?
Son, yeah.
So I think that he actually was
Yeah.
into it because he bought. It was a BGS 10.
The Zard.
The Zard. Yeah, it was a
yeah,
good pickup. Like
yeah.
he's low key tapped in.
Yeah, I mean, went with Beckett, so hey,
Yeah.
no shade to PSA, but I mean, Beckett it's grails, dude.
Yeah, no, like
Yeah.
he's definitely tapped in. So he probably brought his mom, and he's like, "Mom, like, can you
Yeah.
take me to this upcoming show?" So like that felt a little bit more authentic to me because he didn't come with like a whole entourage
posse.
behind him, like filming
Yeah.
it and everything. It was just like genuinely, he took his mom, which is Kim Kardashian,
Yeah.
to go to this show,
Yeah.
buy that BGS 10 Zard, and just like go
Yeah.
home afterwards. But I think it's good for the
Yeah.
space.
I think she also showed out to like Spotlight. I think she went to like another show before. I
Okay.
don't know if that was a sponsorship, but again, hey, like more publicity for the space, getting more people into the hobby is a great thing. But again, grain of salt. Some people are probably shilling like. The Pika Illustrator, all of that. I mean, it's a shill.
what are your thoughts on all that? I want to hear them.
16 mil for that card? Oh my god, I don't know. It just feels a little inorganic, considering it was like a 6 mil bid when he bought it before, and it's just like, I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's $16 million card, but when you kind of like look at the current landscape, like people are always talking about, oh, this is an asset. This is an asset. Oh, it's like, oh, this is. Yeah, it's for financial gain. But again, like I came into the space just to, try to invest. But as I dove deeper, I was like, I fell in love with the space. Like started going local, started playing One Piece and just getting to know everyone. And I think it's like a mix of both, right? Like I came in to make money, but I found friends. Yeah.
Definitely. And also now you're building an app. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you're really leaving your mark on the space in this
Yeah.
way for sure.
Yeah.
And also expanding beyond it, as you were saying, like getting into like different
Yeah.
niches and trying to tap into that. But back to like the actual collecting side of things. Because
Mm-hmm.
like I'm definitely like I'm mainly a collector first. Like I just love talking
Yeah.
about like emerging TCGs. And like right
Yeah.
now we see that the TCG space is like getting a lot more competitive. Like it's no longer just Pokemon and Magic, and a lot of TCGs are emerging right now. Like for example, Dragon Ball
Mm-hmm.
Fusion World is really popping. It's like giving vibes of like early One Piece days when people were just like rediscovering One Piece and like, oh, it has a TCG. Like
Yeah.
this is also undervalued. Like you're seeing some
Yeah.
of the prices jumping up there, but also Riftbound.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been looking into Riftbound at all?
I have bought a few cards.
You bought it? You gotta tell me because like I really like Riftbound a lot. So
So recently, one of my guys or one of my friends, Grail Monster, showed me these metal like championship cards. It felt like an Amex. Like I held the RE in my hand. I was like, yo. Like again, this isn't for just like financial gain, but it's just like a cool collectible piece. I bought like 3 Teemos, and I'm buying.
You bought 3 metal Teemos?
Yes. I mean, I played League growing up, so
Same.
again, it's kind of like the same. Wouldn't say bias, but I'd love One Piece. I was like, you know what? Like I made some money off One Piece. Let me go rotate into like some of the cards I actually collect. Like for Pokemon, big poncho fan, and I bought like a bunch of the skull ponchos, like a bunch. Yeah. Yeah.
So in League, because I used to play League a lot. So I
never made past silver.
No, I was gonna ask you what.
I never made it past silver. I was always the guy that would KS. I played cat mid. I played Teemo. I played those are my 2 mains, and it's always a KS. Like literally just alt in with Katarina. It's like
yeah. Because like, dude, I had a really bad League of Legends addiction. Like I used to play for like 8 to 10 hours a day. I was like fully obsessed with it, because like trying to rank up and I peaked at plat 1, so I can happily.
My bad. My bad.
I mean, there's people out here that are like diamond and challenger level, but like I peaked at plat 1. Like I was pretty good, but like seeing Riftbound coming up right now, I'm really really excited about it, and especially because Riot Games is behind it, and they know how to put on tournaments. Like they've been doing their League of Legends World Championships for like 16 years right now, so like they know how to. I really believe.
Shout out to Faker.
Yeah, shout out to Faker. Dude.
All roads lead to Faker.
Can you imagine if Faker starts playing Riftbound?
I can see it.
You think?
I mean, I can see it. I mean, I can see it, dude. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like him, or like Riot Games in general, right? Like them investing heavily in the tournament space, just like how they did with esports, because like they were one of the original esports people that like tapped into a new niche. Yeah. People were like, who's gonna go out and watch a screen of people playing video games? Like
that
it was
shit's
like
crazy, dude. I've watched it, dude. The setup, like the environment, it's amazing, right? And I can see that for the TCG space. They'll probably innovate organized play for like how other people approach it, because with like how Bondi does BCF, like they're gonna have to step things up once Riot actually has worlds and stuff.
Oh yeah, and Riot has like billions behind them.
They have the venue, dude.
They have everything. So like they're gonna put on massive World Championship events. I'm sure they're gonna have sick promo cards to attach to them, dude. So like they have a very rich history and lore behind the League of Legends universe and the characters and everything that I think is a perfect fit for the TCG space, is competitively and collecting wise and just like casually, like if you just enjoy it. Yeah. So definitely very bullish on Riftbound, and like the fact that you're like already stacking up on the metal cards. You know, those are
Hold
like.
on, let me buy the cards before you release this.
Dude,
don't release this.
Stack up on them big time. But like, I'm very bullish on Riftbound for sure too. And what are your thoughts on Dragon Ball?
Dragon Ball actually just opened the newest set yesterday that came out. It was a cool rip. I opened it up with one of my creators, and it was fun. It was fun.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, outside of like the collectible, because I grew up watching Dragon Ball too. Like I watched everything up to Super. Like I watched GT, all of that. I was like, it's that nostalgia feel where I'm just going it because I like it. I just want to build a master set of all these cards. It's just like, yo, I'm gonna flip through it.
You like the manga booster cards too, like the gold energy markers and everything?
They look nice.
Dude, the art is really unique.
Like, I mean, Bandai does such a good job with their cards. A very good job, right?
Quality wise, when you just hold a One Piece card versus a Pokemon card, like it just
there's a noticeable difference. The QC on the cards, that's why it's so easy to get a PSA 10. And I mean, and they're getting a little bit harder now. I've been getting like 7s and 8s and 9s at PSA.
Really?
You're killing me right now. Yeah. I graded like 4 or 5 serials recently, all 9s.
Wow.
Yeah. They're going hard on centering right now. They're bringing in Beckett graders basically right now.
So that's what's happening.
Yeah, a little alpha there.
Okay.
Don't ask me how I know.
So, but if they're taking Beckett graders away from Beckett, what's going to happen with Beckett?
No, they're probably taking a few people just to like train like the graders at PSA to like, hey, like this is how you should actually grade. So I would imagine the same subset of criteria for Beckett, they're gonna use that for PSA, but just not show you the subgrades. Are
you like, what's your favorite grading company?
I mean, Beckett or PSA has probably been my bread and butter just because I started off with One Piece. But TAC looks dope. Like I like the slabs, but I heard they kind of crack easily. But Tag is cool. I like tag. Yeah, the way it looks.
The way it look, but how about with the way that they're doing things? Because like I've been looking into more tag now because like just the lead times at PSA are really long and like it really sucks to get Beckett 9.5s too whenever you submit. It's the
if
worst.
I could show you like the amount of like 9.5s I got on my serial shanks, man, you would be. I felt destroyed, and I would send it express because I was just like, I want to know now.
Yeah. But you ended up getting the black label in the end.
I bought the black label. I told myself like my first like black label would be the serial shanks, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna grind it out. But obviously with refs launching, I don't have enough time to go just look across for raw shanks. I mean, I went through maybe 20 copies, and I maybe hit 2 BGS 10s, which is nuts. And I've sent it back and forth for GCR like 20, 30 times. Like I spent a lot. I could have bought it before, but it's part of the journey, right? Like for me, it was like I want to earn it, but at the same time, like it's time to just like I just have to buy it. Like every listing that has like a shanks now, everyone literally tags Raffy.
Yeah, like that's your card.
Yeah, yeah. And then the black label came on as a listing. I was like Raffy, and I was like, I gotta show them Raffy. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go clip in. And funny story is, the person I bought the black label from was the first PSA 10 serial shanks that I bought from. So full circle there.
Wow.
Yeah.
So wait, you cracked it out of a PSA 10?
No. He was the first that I bought a PSA 10 from, and then he got a black label shanks from Grady. Me and him were probably one of the few people just sending to Beckett to get a black label, and he hit it first.
How many black labels are there?
I think pop count on the English side is probably 12.
Wow.
Yeah, 12.
Okay,
yeah.
nice. So yeah, you got it. I'm assuming that that's gonna never be sold. Like that's gonna be your crown.
that's I think that's kind of like a personification or that's a representation of my collector's journey as Raffy TCG. Like I can't sell that, dude. Unless something catastrophic, then I'll sell it. But I just look at the card. I'm just like,
yeah. Do you have it in like a nice graded guard in the phantom display?
Yeah. But I do put it in a bank. Like I can't hold it, unfortunately, right? Like I'll take it out when I do want to do like content, but most of the cards that like high end wise, I don't feel comfortable leaving it at home. I just toss it on the bank.
It's definitely smart to do that.
Yeah.
I think that we forget sometimes that these are like worth like
a lot of money,
like tens
dude.
of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands for a card. So it's like,
Yeah.
just having it in your like bedroom, like in your closet.
I don't trust that. Like I do not trust that. And even just people like when you're shipping out cards, like people are sketchy online. They'll find where you live. They'll rob you.
Yeah, especially because you're building up like a personality too. Like you have influence and like people are gonna start looking into.
I have a target on my back now.
Yeah,
like that's why I don't like to carry too much slabs with me, even at shows. And if I do go to shows now, I want to hire security.
Makes sense.
It's $35 an hour, and you get insurance. Like why not? Yeah.
Okay.
So I really advise people to like if you're walking around with like a lot of high value items, hire security. It's $35 an hour. Like
I never actually thought about that. I really never thought about that because like as vendors, our inventory when we're packing it up is like 100,000 plus.
Yeah.
So like we're going to our car and we're just driving off like nothing happened.
And they can follow you, dude. That's I overthink.
Wow.
Like people can throw air tags. They could follow you home, and I've seen stories where people are held at gunpoint at their house, and I think that's
like in the TCG space.
In the TCG space, people get robbed.
Really?
They get followed. Like it's just like that part is what scares me. Is just like. You're at a show, you're very public, and they can literally look at what inventory you have and like, all right, this is the mark. I'm just like, nah. Like I get a security guard, I get him to drive me to my car. Like I make sure to like take those precautions. So it's like, I don't want to get robbed. Like this is stuff people should like take to heart. Like, dude, you have a target on your back every time you go to a card show. Whether you're online, you're at the show, people see what you have. So just always just be cautious. Like whether you're walking around with like 2,000, 3,000, that could be a lot of money for the vendor itself. So just like be cautious.
Yeah, no, but like vendors, some vendors have like $500,000 worth of inventory. Like it's serious.
It
like
is
when
serious.
you start getting into like the sealed and the black labels and like dude, like you could be sitting there, and then I seriously never thought about that. That's a really good shout to do that. But like what story did you hear about someone getting held at gunpoint?
I think this was, I mean, I don't want to like put him on spotlight, but it was a pretty big Pokemon collector, and they basically followed him back to his house and
after a show.
So
and he's a vendor, or he's a collector.
He's a collector and vendor in space.
Okay.
And I just remember seeing the story. It's like, damn, followed him to his house, held him at gunpoint, and stole all of his cards. He lost like probably 300K.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's
very like if you digest this, like, dude, be safe out here, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
Be safe.
Did you see Timothy Chalamet with the Yu-Gi-Oh cover?
Yo, I'm buying some Yu-Gi-Oh now.
No way.
No. I'm actually bidding on a Dark Magician girl right now.
How much are they going for?
The bin price is like 7.9.
Okay. PSA 10?
No, raw.
Raw,
Dude. It's crazy. So a lot of the benchmarks for some of these like Asia cards, you look at Sneaker Dunk. Have you heard of Sneaker Dunk?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they have a buyback list of basically they'll buy it at like 90% comps.
Okay.
And they're constantly buying it. So I think that's kind of like the benchmark of like what the comps are right when they come out. So I'm like, okay, I gotta buy this. I mean, I love Yu-Gi-Oh. Like I actually played Yu-Gi-Oh growing up. I would be in the lunchroom with my printed cards or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, again, like I made my money off One Piece. Now it's like I want to go collect everything now. I gotta go catch them all to a certain degree. Yeah.
So Dark Magician Girl is the one that you're targeting right now.
Gooners.
Is that a new card or is that the original one?
No, the cereal Dark
serial
Magician.
Dark
So they came out with maybe like 20 of the cereals out of 100.
Okay.
So there's 4 Asia and there's the Japanese version. So I'm going for the 4 Asia version right now.
Is
And I
that
just
one the
want it.
bigger grail?
No, I would say the Japanese is, and I think they're coming out with the English one soon. But I just again PC like that will be my grail for the Yu-Gi-Oh side, similar to how like Pokemon the Skull Poncho's like my grail.
And then for One Piece, it was the Shanks.
The Shanks, yeah.
And then are you targeting? And you already said the grail for Riftbound, which is your metal team.
I wouldn't say that's like the grail. I'll look at when they come out with like I'm a big cereal guy. Like
Okay.
I like scarcity, and I'm like, okay, I'll be one of 1,000 or one of 100 people to own it. And I think that's kind of like it feels nice.
Because Pokemon isn't really big into cereal either. Like they
No.
only have that one Mew, which is the Chinese Mew, like the 151 Mew.
Yeah,
that's
a little inscription on the bottom. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I like it a little bit more apparent on the card.
yeah, where it's like out of exactly you
Yes,
see.
yeah.
Then why don't you get a Goku serialized?
I was thinking about it. I was thinking about getting the first cereal out of 777.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm waiting for it to come down.
Do you think it's gonna come down?
I mean, I haven't done enough due diligence on the gameplay for Dragon Ball Z, but I'll wait.
Because
yeah.
like you imagine having the trio of the Phantom display. You have like your Goku cereal, your Shanks cereal, and then eventually your Dark Magician Girl, bro. You're set like that.
Hold on. I'll go clip in right now.
Yeah,
there are listings. There's a
yeah.
black label for it right now. Or not a BGS 10.
Yeah, dude, hit it.
It's 15K, man.
Dude, it's Goku.
I know.
It's Goku. This is
I know.
this is like getting a cereal Luffy.
Yeah,
you know? Like it's-
I'm gonna do a little bit more research, but I'm diving into Riftbound and just watching that first because I've seen the gameplay.
yeah.
Like locals at RWT, they have like 70 people, and I guess my thesis for like a successful TCG is you have to have good organized play and competitive play that funnels into a good collector's market where the people who play the game can earn money like full time.
100%.
Yeah, so
100%.
I'm still looking at Riftbound basically.
No, I think Riftbound is actually going to be the top of that.
It will.
They're gonna
Yeah.
no. I don't think any other TCG will be able to compete
No.
once Riot gets it going. That's it. Even they might. In my opinion, Magic is the OG. Like Magic is like
is.
the biggest playing
Yeah.
style or gameplay based TCG. But Riot is gonna tap into that market share and bring in like the real
The players.
TCG players, like and the
Yeah.
top players, because like they'll come in from One Piece, they'll come in from Magic,
They're coming
they'll come
from,
in Pokemon.
everyone. Like at locals, like I see the One Piece players, I see Union Arena players, I see like every vertical. They play multiple games.
Yeah.
That's why locals packed at like 70 players is nuts to see. Right?
Specifically for Riftbound.
for Riftbound.
Do you have GGEZ Teemos?
No, I don't. I didn't get the signature cards.
No, not
Oh.
the signature cards. GGEZ Teemos.
Oh, I haven't. How much are those going for?
Okay,
right
you
now?
need to get those cards.
Yeah,
dude.
Teemo's like one of those like I want to be the Teemo guy, low key.
Can I tell you? Can I tell you the reason why specifically?
Yeah, tell me.
So you know the Diet Luffy, the one that like when you open up the
Yeah.
OP13 box, you get that.
Oh,
pack.
that's where it came from.
But it's the same exact rip like odds
Yeah.
of that. So whenever you bought a box of OP13, you would get that one pack
Yeah.
and it was a 1 in 70 hit rate
Oh, I
to
didn't
get
know
it.
that. Yeah.
But for the GG Easy Teemo, it wasn't based on like a booster box. It was based on a Nexus Knight gameplay. So at a card shop, you would play, and if you place like top 16 at the card tournament, you would get a pack, and that pack would have a chance of a 1 in 70 chance of getting the GG Easy Teemo.
I like that.
So you should be stocking up on those because it's like the diet Luffy's.
No,
and
100%.
like, dude, and the art is sick, dude. It's like it's Teemo in the middle, and it says GG Easy like all over it. It's so troll.
I think one of the reasons, or one of like my angles for getting like specific cards is like it can come from the booster box, but it has to be won during competitive play.
Yeah, and this is that. Like you can only get these packs if you played in a tournament at a LGS and then you placed and then you got the pack and it was a 1 in 70 chance to even get the GG's.
There's layers to even getting the pack and there's layers to even hitting it now.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on.
You need to
put a buy post out right now.
No, straight up, you should, dude. Like GG's Teemos, you should be getting. Like I have a bunch at grading right now. I was like the second that they dropped, I was buying. I was like one of the first transactions on TCG Player.
Yeah.
Like the first few people that was buying them on TCG Player. I was buying them, so it was it's like the one that I'm most bullish on in Riftbound. Besides, obviously the metal cards, because those they're saying is like 1 out of 35.
Those are nuts.
So that's gonna be like the real like top end grails, and then to also like pair that, you need a signature for sure. You need to get a signature.
I will get the Teemo, the Ari. I wanted to get basically all of the players or all the characters I played during League because I just have like some affinity toward them. I was like, I sucked, but I played them.
Yeah. No, my first champion that I played was Teemo, so I have a connection to Teemo.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
love
and
that.
like and even as vendors too, like we're actually expanding out our inventory to be focused a lot on Riftbound as well. My partner, he wasn't able to be here. He's sick right now, but my partner in TCG Outpost, he's going crazy right now. He has like every single signature in all the like he has every signature.
How much?
A lot. Like, he spent like a good
I'll
amount.
buy right now.
My for my PC, the signature team, I have it in a BGS 10. That's not going anywhere. I'm holding on to that. GGZ Teemos. I need to get a metal Teemo though. So you inspired me to want to get a metal Teemo.
It feels so. It felt so heavy. And like I don't want to grade it because I want to be able to hold it. So I'll grade maybe a few sets and then I'll have one raw.
Okay.
Yeah, just to be able to like feel like, this is how it's meant to be held.
In the TCG space, like where do you think that TCG space is gonna go from now to the next like 3 to 5 years?
Dude, it's just gonna boom more. I mean, again, like you're seeing like Kim Kardashian come in the space, Logan Paul's just pumping, I don't know, like he's just doing it. I feel like again you have two sets of people. You have people who are looking at it from the financial standpoint and people who just like to collect from all ranges of ages, right? It's like kids who start out with buying cards and then their parents getting it with them. I've seen so many stories of like, oh, I got into it because my son or daughter, right? And I think it's a beautiful thing. It's very lighthearted. It's IPs we grew up with, and it's like it's just a fun space to be in. Yeah.
What do you say about the people that are calling this like a huge speculative bubble?
I mean, it's just they're not in the space. Like
you think?
Once you dive into it and actually interact with the people and just see how much of like fun people are having, and obviously that's one side of people, but the other side is like, yeah, dude, people are making money off of it. You could do this full time, basically, right? So I don't see this space stopping. There's just too much money in this space and too much people leaning into it as a full time gig, and more money coming into it. It's gonna establish a market, right?
Yeah, and the market has been absolutely on a tear. It's insane. Like, for example, so my first graded card that I bought was a Pokemon card. It was Dragonite from Fossil, the first ever printed Dragonite in Japanese.
Yeah.
Okay. I bought it in December of 2024.
Mm-hmm.
And it was $475, PSA 10.
Yeah. How much is it now?
8,000.
Yeah.
So it's like, what?
Yeah.
That's insane.
It's insane.
That's
right?
insane. But at the same time, too, like, I have to be honest. Like, I'm looking at that and I'm like, is that
sustainable?
Is that sustainable?
Yeah.
And also, is that like, is that natural? Is that normal? Like, was it genuinely something that was just so overlooked for such a long amount of time? But now people are like, wait, this shouldn't be $475. This should be 8,000. Like, that's honestly where I'm at in the space right now. Like, I genuinely want to get like a good feeler from like people like you and just like what people think. Like, do you think that that's something actually is sustainable?
Supply and demand, man. Again, that's like one of the thesis I had for One Piece is just when you compare the pop counts to some of the chase cards. I'll use the Shanks manga since it's out of print already. I think pop count wise, it's only 1,500. How many One Piece
PSA 10s.
PSA 10s? How many One Piece fans are there? How many other people in TCG? There's only 1,500 to buy this. So obviously, with more people coming into the space, there's only going to be a limited amount of supply. With supply demand, more people buy, people are holding. It's going to just like
Makes
less
sense.
on the market, right?
And it's specifically because I think that it hits an emotional side too.
100%.
Because like people that genuinely connect with, if it's One Piece, it's the IP.
Yeah.
If it's Pokemon, they might have had some of those cards when they were kids, and now they have like grown adult money. They're working. They can spend thousands or a couple $100s on like whatever they want to collect. And to them, even if the price of it like jumps up 10x, for example, they will be like, no, like I genuinely actually want this in my collection. I want to be able to like maybe pass it down to my child or something.
Yeah,
so it's like it's become a genuine asset. I feel.
Yeah. Like same thoughts with me. Like I'm gonna hold the Black Label cereal Shanks as like, hey, like if I have kids, this is your college fund, right?
Because not only is it serialized, but you have the black label of it, which like let's just say in the future, like maximum probably 20 copies of that are gonna ever exist. So like you even have the more exclusive of an already exclusive serialized card. So that's the right way to do it.
And again, like there's not only the financial aspect, but it's like it's sentimental. Like that's what I think why people are getting to cards is just like we came up from DHL to like literally where we're at now, where it's been all digital. Dude, holding the slabs just like it's nice, right? It's nostalgia. They're selling nostalgia right now, right?
But that's also like such a interesting parallel for you specifically because you came from the crypto space.
Yeah.
And crypto was all about digital assets and like
all the NFTs and stuff. And I see so many
you
people
in the space?
I was in the space, yeah.
Okay.
So I think a lot of people are crossing over like, dude, these are just physical NFTs. It's the same, it's literally the same concept. But I think one of the reasons, again, like my thesis for like cards specifically, I saw the NFT market crash, or I saw it pump and crash because more NFT collections releasing every day. There's not as many people buying these, but when you look at TCGs, you have established companies and IPs that have been here for 20, 30 years, right?
Yeah, it's not like a project that was just like spun up by like a random dev team that's just trying to like mint it out and then just make the money right in the beginning because that was a big problem because I had exposure to NFTs and stuff too. So like definitely we have like an interesting similar background to this and the way that we see these things. So I would say like the biggest issue with NFTs is once the project is fully minted out, like you minted out all 10,000, what is the
value prop?
What's the dev's incentive to keep building? Exactly. Like he made all the money up front. Like there's no like guarantee that like, okay, like now I'm going to use that money to continue making more money. Like they didn't really have a proper roadmap for themselves to make money. I'm not talking about for the people that are holding. Obviously, most people got completely burned.
We got cooked.
Yeah, absolutely. But like that's because it was like already an unfair game because right up front, the dev made like $10 million because he minted it out. And it's like, okay, now what? What am I going to do to continue like this project
and that's
going?
how they rug them. And I think a lot of the dollars usually just went to marketing, right? It's like, how do we, I wouldn't say max extract, but it's like, how do we actually give value back, but also make more money, right? That's always the mentality.
And then the opposite, though, in TCG space is that it is within Bandai or Pokemon companies or Riot
They're
Games.
not going to rug us.
Yeah, it's in their best interest to keep
continue.
it going because they're printing money at this point. Like they're printing the cardboard, selling it at Target, Best Buy, Walmart, selling out of shelves. And then like it's the demand is way higher than the supply. And then that is going to continue them to keep selling out. So it is within their best interest to keep it going and to keep the competitive tournaments going. Like all of the ideas and the key fundamentals behind an NFT project are just being applied to this in a better way though, and the real way that it should have been.
Yeah, and it's funny enough, I've been seeing a lot of like crypto companies get into TCG. Like they're doing like basically like the pack rips, but digitally. I've been seeing a lot of like NFT projects come into TCG, like Pudgy Penguins, Azukis. They're all making their own TCG line. Yeah, but shout out to Azukis. I mean, one of the guys making the game, his name's JCM. He's actually like the top 50 player in the world for One Piece. So
really?
I'm betting on Azuki because I trust JCM.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you have any? Did they come out with the TCG?
Yes.
Do you have their cards?
I pulled the serial.
No way.
And it's out of 100. And guess the serial number.
What number was it?
100 out of 100.
Wow.
I went bonkers.
That's
there.
insane.
Yeah, and I graded. I wish I could have brought it, but it's like a PSA 8 Mizuki serial that it was the best. Like, just ripping open a cereal. I literally jumped off my seat. I was like, holy shoot.
Was it part of their normal booster box? Like, is that how they did it?
Yeah, so they did kind of like an alpha release of their starter decks and came with like 6 packs.
Okay.
And once I found out, I was like, dude, there's a cereal in there. I was like, all right, 6 more.
Yeah, no, anytime that you hear cereal, you're going crazy on it.
I love cereals, man. It's breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. So, is there anything else that you want to talk about when it comes to refs or that you want to talk about in the TCG space? Like any closing thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, for refs, I think we're still in kind of like the beta phases, just kind of like hearing what people want at the moment. So we're working on some other integrations.
Rafi just shared something really big right now that made me really excited about refs. And it's really
Stay
bullish
tuned.
news.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, he's gonna announce it, but we're gonna cut that out of respect. But like, yeah, that's really big. I'm actually really bullish on refs.
Mm-hmm.
I wish you the best in it. I want to get set up on it as a vendor.
Yeah.
I want to be involved in any way that I can be.
Yeah.
And that's I think it's something really important that the space has needed and will continue to use for years. And I think that you doing it at this time and as we're seeing the space continue to grow.
It's the perfect time to do it. Yeah.
You're going to grow with it. Refs is going to keep growing with it. So.
And again, like the premise in the beginning was just like, I don't want to get scammed. But as I dive deeper a little bit, I was just like, dude, there's so many people coming to space from like all age ranges. Like, imagine if like, do you have a daughter or anything?
I don't.
Imagine just like a 7-year-old kid that saved like a year's worth of money to buy their Chase card and they found out it was fake.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of like the North Star for me to like continue building for the people who are coming to this space so they can enjoy what I've enjoyed, right?
And it also just makes the buyers a lot more confident to spend tens of thousands of dollars. So like overall, I think it's a net positive
100%
for the entire space. So that's awesome, dude. I'm really excited to continue to see the growth and development of it and also be getting refs on refs.
Yeah.
And but yeah, thank you for coming on. It was awesome. One last thing.
Yeah.
What is a card that you really, really want to get that you're eyeing right now that you haven't gotten yet that you want to pull the trigger on just to close it out?
I mean, I don't have enough money for the Black Label cereal Luffy, but the Zoro cereal is something I'm missing in my PC.
The English version?
The English version,
okay.
Yeah. So I have all of the cereals except for the cereal Zoro. The Gear 5 Luffy's coming out in a couple weeks. So again, like my PC will be just cereals. Everything else is I don't really care about unless it has like sentimental value. But everything else is just up for sale. I don't care.
And add in the Goku, please, dude.
The Goku? I want it. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Awesome,
I appreciate
man.
it.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's dope.